Hello, welcome to the home of the Ghost Owl, and again, another quick once human video, and this time I'm going to do a bit of a base tour and explain a little bit why we've built the base the way we have. So here we are on the hill, looking straight at the base that I have built. So let's go down and check this thing out. So first thing you can see is I've built a large base, but it's actually up on pillars. The main reason for this is by building it on pillars, it allows me a really good floor space size, but doesn't take up much of the land of the actual base area that you're allocated. And the main reason for this is when we come over to doing base purification. And that is what I found is if the enemy mobs spawn the other side of the base and the path to get to the Starcrom resonator is not too difficult, they will actually bypass all of this stuff. So they won't stop and take the pillars out or the central pillar out. They will just come round it and go straight after the Starcrom purification thing. So it gives a lot of open space to play with. It allows for a bunker area to do your purification. It allows for a little area to do water, acid farming, whatever it is that you're doing with that. You've got a little garage area, which we'll come on to, and a livestock area. So that's why I like building the base on pillars. And the way we've done it is one big central pillar, which is the access, and then two supporting pillars, which are needed to get the floor print that you have. So let's start off with the bunker on the outside. So the way I've done the bunker here is essentially we've got multiple pillars, and the reason we put pillars on the outside here is because you don't want some mobs to break a couple of pillars and then the whole thing fall down. So we've got pillars on every single corner that you can, and then underneath, with completely now unobstructed views, are all the guns. So we've got 4 shotguns and 4 rifles. Right, and they have completely unobstructed views. So it doesn't matter where the enemy spawn, which side they come from, all the guns will be able to shoot. Now, the other thing that we've got on here is we've got 2 switches, which means we don't have to have the guns on all the time. So we've got a switch for the shotguns and a switch for the rifles. And then what we've got here on top is we've got, obviously, steps leading up to here with the resonator shielded. We've got a roof on top. We've put the spike on top of it as well. Just that means there's just extra things for them to go through. And once you've started the event, the thing that you can do is you can, and what I would recommend, depending on how difficult an event you're doing, is delete the stairs and put the final roof panel in. It takes literally a matter of seconds. And that way you've got a double wall that runs all the way round here and a double item on top, and there's no way for the mobs to walk up there either. So yeah, do recommend deleting the stairs. But the main reason I do it like this is to make sure as many of the guns can fire as possible, and give them as wider a firing arc as possible with no obstructions in the way. So that's my base purification bunker. So then we come to the outside over here. Now, the area we happen to be in, it's not polluted, so we're not gaining polluted water, we're just gaining dirty water, but we do have a Starcrom water filter in there. But essentially, we're getting some water for our purified water. We've got a couple of the water filter units in there. And what we've been able to do is, and you don't have to put it on this pillar, you could put it on whichever pillar is closest to water. But it does give you an area where you do need to get that water, or say if you're lucky enough to be in an oil area or a polluted area, you can get polluted water or oil as well. But that's what this area is for. And then if we come over to this side, what you can see, this is our livestock area. So each one of these, which we haven't put the animals in yet, is an area for the animals that you can tame and then harvest the things from them, like skins and so on. So again, we've put it right out on the corner, out of the way, so that again, if any enemies spawn, they're just going to bypass it and go straight for the Starcrom thing, the purification thing. And then on the side here is where our little garage is. We do need to build one more, which will go across the back for the big truck. But essentially here is where we have our vehicles. I've left it open, but you could put walls on it if you want, a roof on it, maybe even a slanting roof going up there. But at the moment, I've left it quite open, which I'm happy with. Okay. Then as we come into the front with our very Halloween themed house, we've got our vending machine out the front and our mailbox. There we go. And we come up to the main entrance. So the entrance through some double doors. And this is kind of like the initial workspace, like, because when you teleport back to your base, you teleport out essentially outside. Right, so this is the first place you're going to come into. So what have we got? Well, we've got our furnaces. So if you've been out harvesting ore, you come back, the first thing you're going to do, ditch your ore, right? It's probably weighing you down. We've got our refinery so that we can refine our fuel. We've got a brewing barrel there if we need it. Our wish machine just before we leave. The territory terminal if you need to repair, having just done a purification. And the compost bin in the corner. Why do we have the compost bin there? Because it's a smelly compost bin, and we don't want that up in the main house. That's more aesthetic. The other thing we have here is our disassembler. And again, you've probably picked up quite a lot of loot, trash loot. You teleport back to your base. First thing you want to do is trash all the garbage. And again, it's weighing you down. That's going to help you move around a bit more. And then you can move upstairs. Obviously, the electrical things here, we do have switches on everything electrical, so we can turn things on and off and reroute power as we need. Okay, so if we can just get past Mr. Chef-saurus. Right, okay, you're going to have to move you. Thank you. Go over there. Right, so we come up our winding staircase to the first floor. Nice little fire thing going on in the corner there, a little rug. And if we come in and we go right, here we have the main workshop. So in our workshop, we've got our different storage crates. We've got raw materials, scrap materials. We've got our munitions in here, grenades, that sort of thing. We've got our hides in the cardboard box, and we do use the different ones so that we know what's in each. Over here, we've got our calibration blueprints. We've got some gear storage, gear crate, and so on. We've got 3 of the synthesis benches. The reason for that is because I do have the specialization to synthesize acid, but that does take a long time. So I have these 2, which do all the acid work, and then the final one is for doing things like upgrading cortexes from level 1 to 2 to 3 and so on. And then, of course, we've got our blueprint thing, our gear workstation, and our equipment workstation. So this is the main workshop area. And then if we come through into the other side, we have our nice dining room. We're just waiting to put some pictures on the wall. So you can see we built the main base. We just haven't put all the furnishings on quite yet. But as we come through the dining room, we then make our way into the kitchen. You can see we've got a meat drying rack. We've got some storage for ingredients. We've got our fridge up there. And we've got our kitchen set again on a switch. And that also does have a back door that leads back into the workshop area. So you can move when you first arrive back at the base. You come straight in here, you repair, you get ammo, do whatever you're doing. You can then come straight through to the kitchen easily without having to walk all the way through the dining room. Okay, and then once you've been through the first floor, if you like, we come out to our outdoor area. So this is more for aesthetic purposes. So we've got some searchlights out there. We've got a barrier so that we don't fall off. We've got our nice cauldron thing going on. We've got a Digby boy who's digging up here for some reason. Some more Halloween decorations. We've got a nice outdoor area where we can relax on the sofa. Some more searchlights, and then we come over to our bar. So we've got a nice bar with a roof over it. Need a roof over your bar. And we can make some drinks, but we also have our Halloween mirror thing. We've got some trees and stuff. We've got our water filters doing their thing here as well. And again, some more searchlights. And that's the outdoors. And then we go back to the house, and we go to the second floor. And as we get to the second floor here, we've got the bedroom. So this is a bedroom. It's functional. This is the best bed I've got. I've not got a blueprint right now for a better bed. Can you believe it? But that's the bed I've got, and you can't make the bed from the Way of Winter, the fur-lined bed. So this is what we've got. Sofa in there, mirror, and we've got a computer. But what we also have up here is we have balconies. So we can actually come out on the balconies and look over all the other areas. You can see got the Blackfell Fallen Zone over there, for example. And we've got another balcony here. So on the upstairs, we've got balconies everywhere. Next to the bedroom, we have the Deviant area. The one thing we need to do with the Deviant area is we need to start putting some lights and things that will improve them. So don't forget to do that. Some of them are powered, like the Lone Wolf one I use quite a lot. We've actually got power running to him, but he does need a red light. And it's one of the things I've still yet to do, which is actually start to think about really moving the Deviants into better locations. Like, for example, he requires a lower temperature. But again, balconies going everywhere. Then we have a back door which comes into this room, and Chephosaurus clearly is being a pain. So as we come into this room, again we've got balconies everywhere, but this is a kind of like our main throne room, if you like. We've got our sort of withered branch throne there. We've got bookcases, some more balconies. We've got a nice fireplace with pumpkin on it. We've got our battle station area over here, so that we can do all our planning and battle planning with some more balconies that lead out. And then we go to our final floor as we come up to the top. So the final floor, which is essentially our attic space. Our attic space is essentially a conservatory, for want of a different term, or greenhouse, I should say. So we've got a complete see-through glass roof, but here we're in the process of building ourselves a full crop farm. So you can see we've got a couple of bees running around trying to deviate our crops. We've got a water sprayer going on. We've got some lights. Again, this needs to be organised a bit more so that we've got the right lights on the right crops. The process of building another water sprayer there. But the whole of this floor essentially could become full of crops, so you can be having a full-on crop farm growing. In here we're growing some mushrooms in the dark, for example, and that takes us to the top floor, and you can see actually what we've got in. We've got a couple of pillars up here, and that's bearing in mind you do need to create some support to allow you to build the roof itself. And with that said, if we go into fly mode, we don't actually access the roof directly. There's no need to. So on top of our roof here, we've got some spikes, more for decoration. But we have our 6 solar generators, but I also do have the specialization to improve them, which is why we're running solar generators. You might have a different specialization, or you might not have any specializations for power, in which case you'd be running maybe the water ones, or you'll be running the deviant ones. But for me, the advanced solar generators working well because we've got the specialization for them. We've got the 6 of them up here, and that is our base. And you can see, at every level we have good vision all around the base. So if we're in the roof, you can see all around. If we come down to the second floor, we've got the balconies. You can go on any of the balconies in any of the rooms, which look all around. And then on this one, we've got obviously the balcony that runs pretty much all around the house, with the only thing not being the front. But even if you are looking at the front, we have enough windows in every room, and you can open those windows here. Got another window here, so you can you've got good vision all around the base all the time. We try and keep things organized but accessible. So what we don't want to do is spend all our time running to get from one thing to another. So we've tried to organize it in logical fashion. Drop all your gear off, recycle it, cook it, whatever you need to do. I'd cook it. Use your furnace as soon as you get back. Then you come upstairs. This would be my normal, having just come back from a stronghold or out farming stuff. Come straight back up to here. Now we've got all the materials. Store them away. Build, repair, do whatever you need. Come through to here and then do your food stuff. And that would then essentially you've done everything you need. The other areas are living spaces. When I log in, first thing I'll do is I'll go up to the deviant area, take all the stuff the deviants have gathered in the time, and then we can get the materials from that. But that is my current base for phase 4 in Manibus. So we have pretty much everything that we need. Hope you've enjoyed the base tour. If you did, give it a thumbs up. If you didn't, give it a thumbs down. Let me know why in the comments down below. And as always, if you want to see more content, hit that subscribe button. It means a lot to me. It's free for you, so thank you for that in advance. And thank you to all those that have already done so. You've been watching The Ghost Owl. I'll see you all very, very soon.